everybody, welcome to another episode of What's Poppin' Podcast. I'm Tim, and this is my friend Jimmy. How you doing, Jimmy?
What's going on, guys? Welcome back, everybody.
How was your weekend?
Oh man, it was a bit rough. I started to feel sick and stuff, so I'm still dealing with the cold. So I apologize, everybody. It's like
You got the
you hear me
sniffles.
blowing my nose or whatever. I got the sniffles a bit, but we're getting better. We're getting better. But,
You need some of that chicken noodle soup, dude. That's what
dude,
you
for
need.
sure, man. Yeah, just taking care of myself, medicine, hot warm showers, and humidifier. That's for sure.
I know that the warm shower thing really does work. It shocks me, especially if you let it hit your back for a while. Just freeze all that stuff up.
Yeah, man, drinking tea and stuff. So, but regardless of all that, I still been trying to stay up to date with all this news going on. We got a lot of news today, so it's pretty nuts. Yeah. So how has it been with you, dude?
Oh, it's been great, man. Today we're recording this today. Zombie Army 4 came out, and I have been grinding on that game. I have been loving it to death. It's a fun time. I love
it looks like a beautiful game, man.
Yeah, Rebellion has a lot of games that I don't know why I love them so much, but I do. And I've been sinking a lot of time in that, and I'm excited for playing that with my friends and everything. But other than that, man, it's been fun. We watched the Super Bowl. That was cool. Go Chiefs! Congrats on the win.
Hey, congrats to the Chiefs, man.
Yep. That was a hard fought game too. Not to bore you guys if you aren't into sports and everything, but
I'm not the biggest NFL player or fan myself, guys. I'm more of a college guy, but it was still entertaining to watch. I was around good people, and it was cool.
Yeah,
and I know you're a Chiefs fan, and I was at my friend's house, and their parents, they're all in her family, they're all Chiefs fans as well, and I was like, oh, Tim.
Yeah,
I thought of you right away. I was like, Tim's going for the Chiefs too. All right.
Yep. It was a good time though. But yeah. Other than that, we got a ton of movie news to talk about. So we're probably gonna go ahead and jump right into it. And I got three that I'm gonna go ahead and go through real quick, and then I'll toss it over to you if that sounds all right.
Sounds good. Let's do this.
So first up, from discussing film, we have Taron Egerton is in talks to star in Warner Brothers' Little Shop of Horrors remake.
Yeah.
I'm not familiar with Little Shop of Horrors. Are you at all, or is it?
Yes, I do remember this movie. I've seen it once or twice. If I'm correct here, I think Rick Moranis was in the original.
Oh, okay.
So let me.
Well, because I know Taron
didn't come from that. Yeah, Taron, he was in the original. Yeah, I remember that. See, this is back in 1986. I wasn't even born when this movie came out, but I do remember watching it on TV because. This is before, cable was like a big thing. Like 91, 92.
Right.
I don't know how I remember this because I was only like 3 years old or something, but I remember watching it. And it's a musical. It's interesting. Wow. It's wacky. That's for sure.
See, it sounds like to me, like just the name Little Shop of Horrors makes me think it's going to be like this really brutal, gritty horror flick. But if it's it's a musical, and it's just very
it's a musical mixed with like a kind of like horror elements in there because it deals with like a giant plant monster.
Oh, really?
So yeah, it's interesting. So that's really cool, man. And plus, Egerton, that's how you pronounce his name, right?
Taron
Egerton. He's been on the whole musical thing as of recently, man. It seems like he's been doing a lot of movies that deal with music, and that's cool. Honestly, he's a great actor. And
I loved him.
He has the voicing chops, man. Like he has it.
I loved him in the Kingsman Secret Service and the Kingsman.
Yeah,
I loved him in those.
Yeah,
and I think that was the first time I ever saw him. That I remembered. I was like, "Who's that guy?" And I loved that. And so pretty much anything he's been in since, I've kind of liked.
No, for sure. And I actually liked him. I don't know if you've ever seen the movie Sing.
Yes, yeah, the animated one.
Movie?
Yeah.
He was the gorilla that played the.
Oh right, I forgot he was that. Yeah,
played the piano, and he also sang. Was it in the movie? He sings the God,
the main song or that one?
Yeah, the main song from. What's the musician's name? I'm having a brain fart here.
I can't remember either.
Rocket Man.
Oh crap. Oh my God. People, type it in the comments. We're having a brain fart.
Hold on. I'll look it up right now.
As soon as you say it, I'm going to be upset because I know it. It's got to be someone I can immediately
Elton
think of.
John.
Thank you.
how am I like brain farting here? I apologize. I'm sick.
Yeah, Elton John.
Tim, you don't have an excuse.
I don't have an excuse at all. I am aware of this.
But yes, so he played, the song from Elton John in that movie, and then sure enough, he followed up with, he portrayed Elton John in Rocket Man.
Yep.
Which, have you seen that movie, by the way?
Rocket Man, I have not gotten around to it. The last time I saw,
really good, man.
I think I saw Bohemian Rhapsody, and that shortly came out after that, and so I didn't get a chance to
I'd say, I don't know if it's same year. Yeah, I want to say same year because Bohemian came out last year.
Right.
So yeah, they both came out 2019. So, but they were both great movies. I enjoyed it. I think I enjoyed Rocket Man over Bohemian, though. I enjoyed it slightly a little bit more.
I'll have to check it out.
Yeah, it was really good. He got the voice, man. He's killing it.
Well, then he'll rock it in this. Then I mean,
for sure. I'm pretty sure. So this is cool because honestly, we haven't really got a remake of that or anything in regards to Little Shop of Horrors. So that'd be interesting. And if they can get Rick Moranis to come back, even for like a cameo, that'd be cool too.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah.
Additional part of next news is Disney Plus's Loki series, which we'll talk a little bit more at a little bit later in the podcast. It will reportedly introduce the MCU's first transgender character, and it's SERA. I'm going to say it's Sarah or Sierra or something like that.
I think it might be Sierra, but yeah. Maybe you guys will know. That's interesting, man. I like it. I'm down with that. Like as long as it fits with the story and the character, that's completely fine. I just don't really like it whenever they kind of just throw it in there just because they
want the woke points.
Yeah, they want the woke points. I don't really like it when they do that. But if it fits well with the character and the story, that's totally fine with me. Hell yeah, that's awesome,
Yep. As long as it doesn't feel forced at all. And like you said, forced is where they're like in your face about it, like, look at this, isn't this so great? And then they never mention it and never comes up again.
I mean, that's what happened with that whole Batwoman trailer. Did you ever watch that trailer?
No, I've skipped a lot of that.
It was very bad, man. There was a scene where she's like, I don't need Batman to da-da-da. Like, I don't need a man to do a woman's job. I was just like, you don't need to do that, there's no point. There's no point. Just show off that you're a badass woman, here to kick ass, and that's it, because there's a whole bunch of like badass fucking women in the 80s, dude, that did not once say things like that. There's no need for it. You know what I mean?
Nope.
So I'm up for this. Hell yeah, dude. That's awesome. Cool. Like I said,
representation
falls in line. Yeah. Totally
representation is a good thing so long as, it doesn't tread on others. And I think that so far, the way Marvel has handled themselves in the MCU with character development and story tells me that their masterclass writers can handle a very well put together character that happens to be transgender, and it's going to be fantastic. So I'm looking forward to that.
And not only that, just this kind of falls in line with that, but in Black Mask in Birds of Prey, who's played by Obi-Wan, I forget his name.
Ewan McGregor.
Ewan, he's reportedly his character is gay in that one,
which is interesting. At first, it kind of rubbed me wrong, and it's not homophobia or anything. It's literally because I was like, well, Black Mask in the comics isn't that way. But then I remembered it's a comic book, and the way its own description of how comic books work, there's an infinite
version of it.
Yeah, there's an infinite number of possibilities for characters to be certain differences, minute or large. Sure, there's tons of examples of where that could come into play, and he's gay. To me, that's fine. That doesn't change it at all, and I think that's cool.
You can even kind of see it in the trailer that he's a bit flamboyant and stuff, and it's fine. You know what I mean? It's totally cool. But that's the only reason why I wanted to bring that up, because it kind of falls in line with this whole thing that they're starting to introduce characters with different backgrounds, that are, obviously one, being gay, transgender, and all that other stuff. So it's cool.
Yeah, and the more realistic the crazy fantasy that is all these crazy Marvel or comics or Star Wars or whatever, and more ties to how it is in the actual real world, the more fun it is because it's more immersive. I don't know. It's just me.
No, that's very true. You have a good point.
Yeah. The last part, then, before I toss it over to you, last thing is there's this thing called Toy Story 3 IRL, which I guess has been a project between two brothers where they do a real-life, fan-made, shot-for-shot recreation of Pixar's Toy Story 3. by Morgan and Mason McGrew, and they spent literally 8 years taking stop motion photography of actual Toy Story character toys and doing shot for shot of the entire length of the movie. They've gotten permission from Disney to post it on YouTube. You can check it out.
That is really cool.
It's kind of dope. I was really impressed with that.
You said you've seen most of it. You kind of skimmed through the rest.
Yeah, I watched like the first like 35 minutes, and then I was like, I'm gonna keep going, like skip it through because I've seen the movie.
Yeah, right.
It's not bad. It's actually pretty impressive.
Like, it's like actually scene by scene or whatever.
Yeah,
that's nuts, man. I need to check it out. I know you did link me. I didn't get around to actually watching it, but that's really cool. But 8 years, holy crap, man, that's a lot of time.
I can't imagine putting 8 years into one project,
as it should be, because it's not animated. It's all done with just frame by frame, moving the doll in a specific position. I can imagine that being pretty damn long and tedious.
Yeah, it would.
So that's nuts, man. I definitely gotta check it out though, and we'll be sure to leave a link for you guys at the bottom for you guys who want to check it out. Because 8 years, and then they got the okay from Disney to use it too. Yep. I mean, I'm pretty sure Disney was like, "Hey, that's pretty impressive." Yeah. So they probably like, let's cut us some slack,
Yep. So that's cool to me. I don't know, because I can't think of a project I would want to spend that amount of time on for just one debut of a work.
Right, right.
Other than because I've been working on my own like little nook and cranny of books and stuff, but like I've never thought 8 years on like an hour 39-minute little movie, like that's insane.
Yeah,
and it makes me also appreciate all of like the people it takes to make these really cool movies that we love to talk about in the time that they do. Because if two people take 8 years to do it, and we get report they're starting filming, and in 6 months they finished filming, and like 8 months later it's out in theaters and it looks fucking crazy and cool. That's impressive to me. I don't know. I think that's really, really, that's something to admire, is that it's working and it's good.
Yeah.
But if you want to have news or topics of yours?
I got quite a bit of news here, guys. The first one is exciting because I'm such a huge fan of the original, and I watched the original well over probably at least 100 times, and I'm not over exaggerating about this. Okay, I'm being completely honest with you. Universal and Blum House had reportedly teaming up for a remake of The Thing, based along this lost original novel.
So it's based on the original novel?
Yes.
Okay. Was the original, like the one that we all love, not? Or is it only partially based? Because I think
the idea of it is partially based. Yeah, just like people, you don't know who to trust. Who could be an alien or not.
Interesting.
Yeah, but I don't know if they're gonna just like directly copy and paste from the original novel or what. But regardless, nonetheless, I'm just happy that we're getting a modern day version of it. I just hope that they stick with practical effects, dude, because the practical effects in that movie just worked so well. It was creepy as hell, dude.
That head spider thing.
Not only that, man, the dog scene was brutal.
Oh yeah, I mean,
that one was nuts. And then also, I still have nightmares till this day where that guy is like,
trying to get his stomach, bites him.
Yes.
Yeah, it's crazy.
That scene gave me nightmares as a kid, man. But I loved the movie so much as a kid. And to this day, I watched it like tons for years now, man. I even watched the edited versions. They're not as good always, but I still watch the cheap versions of the film, and I think they're great, man. I love it. I'm curious to know who's gonna play Kurt Russell's character, because I think Kurt Russell did such a wonderful job in this film, in the original.
Yeah,
I'm curious to know who could play something like that.
I would honestly, would you want Kurt Russell to just play that character who just happens to be older this time?
I don't know. I wouldn't mind Kurt Russell being in the film if he's playing a different character. Okay. But as far as like the main star, maybe like I really want to see Chris Pratt in a horror movie.
That would be cool. I would enjoy Chris Pratt.
Something like this would be really fucking cool. Just because like I'm just like, I love him in comedy and action films or whatever, right? He's good, but like I want to see him in something like this.
I could also see Kit Harington, who played Jon Snow. I could see him.
Oh yeah, that's a good idea. Yeah, you're right.
I think he'd be good.
He could probably fit something like this. And it'd be interesting, man. So I just love the fact that we're getting a remake of it. This is definitely one of those. I feel like a lot of John Carpenter movies need to be remade. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because I think
this was being, you know, it's kind of based on the original novel or whatnot, but like I feel like John Carpenter hit the notes right for the type of film, music, just the actors too. I want a lot of John Carpenter films to be remade now, but like don't CGI the fuck out of them, because that's what made these movies special.
It wasn't that the issue that that prequel of The Thing had was that
there was
the CGI even at that time wasn't great.
In the trailers, we didn't even know if this was a reboot or a sequel or what it was. It wasn't until you watch the movie and realize, because at the end, it continues from the beginning of this film where it's like it's going over the you know, the icy mountains, and then you see the dog running. That's where the movie ends for the prequel.
Right.
And that was really, I didn't like it. It was pretty bad. It was pretty bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't a good addition to it. So hopefully this one will be cool, man.
I would love it.
For sure.
I'd be happy to have that, because I mean, like I enjoyed Underwater, and I enjoy a lot of these weird.
Plus Blumhouse has things, man. So
yeah,
I'm happy with, you know, Universal and Blumhouse working together. That's cool.
Yeah, it's right up my alley. I want to check it out.
Yeah. The next one is, I got a little bit of anime here for you fans. Now I just want to go ahead and say that I have not watched a single episode of the show, and there's a reason why. It's because this particular show has like well over like
900
30 seasons or something like that. It's ridiculous. There's a high number up there. I had to, you guys are gonna have to fact check me on this one.
There's over 900 episodes.
Oh, so you know this one.
I have not seen. Okay, so I started to watch One Piece, and my friend was like, "It's good," so I'm checking it out.
Yeah. And
I get to episode, I don't know, 20 something, and I'm like, "Where? They still haven't got a piece of this." And
so yes, yeah. So let me go ahead and tell them what we're talking about here. Obviously, you kind of said it, but it's they're making a live action One Piece series in development at Netflix with Stephen Maeda set to serve as a showrunner. So yeah, I've not seen a single episode, and partially because
there's so much.
There's so much, man, that I'm intimidated by it. I'm just like, well, shit, that's a lot. But I've heard good things, man, and the fan base for it is strong too. I definitely wouldn't mind giving it a dabble eventually, but maybe the live action will probably convince you to watch that instead. Just because, you know, everybody's gonna be on the same page.
Yeah, the thing is though, like, and correct me if I'm wrong, I'm pretty sure I'm correct in this. He doesn't get a piece of, I think there's like 90 pieces or 99 pieces or 100 pieces or something of this. He doesn't get one until like episode 100 and some crap.
Someone's gonna have to fact check him on that too.
It's a long ass time into the series, and like if this is gonna be a live action series, they're gonna have to scrunch a lot down into just consistency wise. I don't know. It's gonna be hard for it to be a long running series if it feels like nothing's happening. I don't know.
I've read some few comments about this, and it seems like some people are kind of like meh about it just because Netflix hasn't been doing the greatest job in terms of doing live action animes, especially with the with Death Note. The way
Dude, that was
out.
Bad.
Yeah, it was pretty fucking bad. I watched Bleach, and I enjoyed Bleach for what it was. It actually did a pretty good job of like portraying, like adapting, live action, from anime to live action.
Mm-hmm.
It did a pretty good job. I mean, it wasn't like, point for point, but it was pretty good for what it was. I enjoyed it. Some people didn't, but I thought it was okay. And then the whole Cowboy Bebop thing, hopefully that still goes on and that stays in production, because I think the cast is pretty good. And now this, so hopefully Netflix is invest enough money to make these pretty good, man, because
I mean, Netflix so far has kind of been
this isn't a movie,
right?
This is a live action One Piece series.
Yeah,
So that means, because I wouldn't, there's no way that they're going to fit 900 episodes of source material into just 2 hours or an hour and 40 minutes.
There's a way.
That would have been terrible.
No, there's a way they could go.
I mean, I can't say that they can't do it. Of course, anybody can do it. It's terrible.
Just it would be bad.
Yeah, it's gonna turn out like shit. But
yeah, no, I was gonna say, like, Netflix for the most part has been hit or miss for me, but lately it's been a lot more hits than it has been misses, and they're seeming to put a lot more money into their projects. So I'm thinking that maybe their palette has changed a bit for animation or animated adaptations, so that hopefully can go like, wait, let's go to the writer's room, let's double check what they doing in there, make sure that it's going to make sense, and then let's make it good. I'm hoping, but we'll see. Yeah. I mean, that's how it is with these things. But yeah, I don't know.
Well, that's it. Live action One Piece. I don't know if, let us know if you guys are excited about this one, or if not, or if you're kind of like everybody else that I've been reading. They've all said that they don't like the sound of this. So yeah, let me know. Next one I have here is another exciting one, man, because I actually love the original too. This is Sony's The Crow reboot is reportedly back into active development. They made quite a few Crow movies in the 90s, but there was two in particular that I enjoyed the most: the original Crow, and then I think there was one called City of Angels. And those two I enjoyed the most. So this would be interesting, man. I'm down with this. Have you ever watched any of the Crow films?
I have no idea what this is at all. Is it a comic book thing? Because I've heard someone say it was
a comic book. Yeah, it was a comic book first.
But it's kind of like, well, this is kind of shameful to admit too. I've never watched the original Blade movies.
Oh, okay. That's understandable.
That was like, for some reason, I think it's that era of movie with that type of tone.
The Crow was a comic book as well, and dude, the fucking, I remember now. I had to Google it real quick to kind of refresh my memory, and yeah, dude, it was grungy, it was dark, it was good, man. I liked it. And then the films too, I enjoyed the heck out of them. And unfortunately, we lost someone special to the first movie, which was Brandon Lee's character, Bruce Lee's son. I don't know if you ever heard about that.
No.
Where basically they had they were shooting a scene where that used prop guns, right? The character dies in this movie, and then he gets reincarnated again. Not reincarnated, but he comes back to life and pretty much seeks out revenge to kill these people that killed his wife.
Okay.
And while they were filming the scene, one of the prop guns actually ended up having a round in it. And yeah, so he lost his life like that while shooting the movie.
What? That's so bad.
It's really fucked, dude. So there's a whole bunch of like conspiracy theories about it, because
that's sad as hell.
Family apparently, you can go on, dude. You can do research about this, and it will just go on forever, man. People have just said things like, "Oh, they're cursed," or it's just bad things around the whole Lee family, and I feel bad. You know what I mean? Because Bruce Lee was, hands down, had some of the greatest films ever, kung fu movies, and dude's a legend, and his son too. He had something special. He had a couple movies he did himself, and The Crow he was good in that, and it's unfortunate that he lost his life.
Damn.
So
that's sad.
And that's a really fucked up way too, is the fact that you're going there to shoot a scene and you're trusting these people with props to not have actual live rounds.
Someone must have that's terrible. I hope there was an investigation. I didn't know about that. That's terrible.
Yeah. So this is an old story. It's been around for a long time. But I remember hearing about that when I was young, and I'm like, how the fuck is that possible? Like, how does no one double check all this shit? It's nuts, man. But anyways, Sony's The Crow. There is gonna be a reboot. I don't know who I would want to portray. Maybe Jason Momoa would be kind of cool.
Not the one from the ad of the Super Bowl. Not that one.
Yeah, that was funny though. Maybe something like him, but I feel like maybe someone different. I don't know. I feel like that's the most obvious choice. Yeah, would be Jason Momoa. So I don't know. Let me know what you guys think. If you guys have ever seen The Crow or not. I feel like we can probably find someone better than Jason Momoa. But yeah. Definitely excited for this one. This is really cool. Sure. I'm gonna do one more and then I'll toss it back over to you. So the next one is Rick Moranis will not reprise his role in Ghostbusters Afterlife. A lot of people wanted confirmation about this because he was pretty much like the goofy extra Ghostbuster, technically.
Wasn't he the one that got seduced by I can't remember the demon's name or whatever, the ghost name, but by Sigourney Weaver's possessed character? Like, that was, I was a kid, I was like, this guy is an idiot. Like, even as a child, I was like, this dude's stupid.
Right. I love this characters, man. I don't know. I thought he fit perfect in that world of the Ghostbusters world, but apparently he's not gonna reprise his role. So I don't know if this had to do with like scheduling, or they just couldn't get him out of retirement or whatever. Because I think he's been retired for a good minute now.
Yeah, he from what I remember right, he quit acting to be a dad, to parent, because I think something happened. I don't remember the specifics, but something happened along with either financials or health wise with one of his either his wife or his kids or something like that. And he was like, obviously, I'm going to choose family over my passions to be in this thing. And so he went and was a dad. And
gotcha.
I think that's what he's been doing this whole time, because he was a rock star. He was in like tons of stuff. I mean, I remember him probably most fondly from Spaceballs, where he played the spoof on Vader. And
you're right. Oh my god, I just had a brain fart. He was, right,
And I loved him in that. So he's a rock star.
Probably one of my favorite. I loved him in that, and also it was a good segue. But Honey, I Shrunk the Kids.
Yeah, he was good in that too.
Yeah. So you might as well tell you the next news because it's all related to him.
Okay.
Honey, I Shrunk the Kids reboot, aka Shrunk, from Disney and Joe Johnston, will be a Disney Plus film and will release in 2021. But not only that, Rick Moranis is reportedly in early talks to come out of retirement to reprise the role for Disney's upcoming reboot. So
that's cool. If they can get him, I mean,
I'm guessing though it had to do with like a schedule thing, and it was probably already too late to like get him in the movie of Afterlife. So that's a bummer, but it is what it is.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't mind seeing him come back for Honey, I Shrunk the Kids as like a grandpa.
Yeah, I would love to see him again.
Obviously, you know what I mean. Just as the grandpa, being the smart one, and maybe his nephew or someone is just interested in all the stuff that he used to do, whatever. So this is cool. I'm down with this, man. 2021 for sure.
Yeah,
that's I know we still have quite a ways to go, but I like the fact that we're bringing some of these old 90s nostalgic films, man. Because I have nostalgia for Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. Then Honey, I Blew Up the Kid too. I don't know if you remember that one.
No, I don't know. There was Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. Honey, I Shrunk Ourselves, or the kids shrunk us. It's one where the parents got shrunk. And there was that other one that I think you just mentioned.
I think Honey, I Blew Up the Kid was before I Shrunk the Kids, if I'm correct.
Right.
Oh, or it was the other way around. But yeah,
they're fun movies. I enjoy them a lot.
Yeah, it's fun, and it fits perfect with like the Disney Plus streaming service. That's cool content. Like, I'm not gonna hate on it. I'm totally down with that. So that's cool. Hopefully they can bring him out of retirement, man. That'd be interesting to see him in there, and then you maybe come back for a couple other roles, or just get him in there. I'm down with that. But sure. I have about 4 more left, so I'm gonna go ahead and toss it over to you, and then you can toss it back.
Okay. Discussing film yet again, has tweeted out, Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness is rumored to feature different versions of known Marvel Cinematic Universe characters. I think that's a bit of a given, personally, because it's talking about the multiverse. But it's kind of interesting because if you remember, they announced the Marvel's What If show, where it's going to be like an animated, what if.
Yeah, I haven't even heard any news about that either, man. Like recently, it's been kind of hush hush.
Yeah, I remember they released. I think it was a couple months ago. They released a little snippet where they showed like what if instead of Steve Rogers, it was his love interest. Agent Carter, who got the super soldier serum.
Yeah, she ended up being Captain.
Mm-hmm. And he ended up, and then he ended up getting like the Iron Man suit. And it's all these weird, interesting possibilities. They have Marvel zombies, things like that. I think that is going to be kind of when those two projects, intersect a bit, so that they show Marvel Multiverse of Madness with Doctor Strange. Oh, look, now we have this What If series that shows all those different stories in full view.
Yeah.
I think that'd be cool. But that's what I'm thinking they're doing.
That's really interesting. That's what I'm trying to. I've been saying this at the beginning, man. Doctor Strange is gonna be that one movie. I mean, there's gonna be others, right, that lead up to it, but I feel like Doctor Strange is gonna be the main one to kind of set us in path of what to expect for the next 10 years.
Yes.
From characters or villains, like that one is going to be very, very important. Now that we don't have Iron Man, now that we don't have Captain America, and those, we kind of relied on those two particular to kind of keep us in line of where, okay, this is the threat. This, there's something big coming. Now I feel like Doctor Strange and the Spider-Man movies are like there to do that, kind of. Maybe more. I think more on the Doctor Strange side, and also Thor. So we'll see.
Yeah, that's gonna be a fun ride too. Also, speaking with Marvel, I have a lot of like Disney and Marvel kind of news coming for you guys.
Hey man, that's the best kind of news.
So the next piece is Eternals has officially wrapped filming. This was on the 4th of February. That they tweeted this out and announced it. So that's good and all. I think typical like production process of the post production editing and possibly doing reshoots takes a couple more months, but they're pretty much on schedule to release on time, and I'm stupidly excited for this movie. It's got a really cool cast.
This one hopefully is one of those movies that I mentioned that are going to keep us in line, or kind of show us what the future might hold for us.
I mean, it's gonna be it's a new IP as far as like live action adaptations go. So I think it has the potential to be like Guardians of the Galaxy was, where a lot of people don't know anything about it. They're going to go into theaters and fall in love with it.
I have no idea. I don't really know too much about this character at all, or the characters.
It's a big ensemble too. But that's exciting. And then more exciting news is the Q1 2020 Disney earnings. Bob Iger had a lot of stuff to say about what's going to be happening with his personal projects. So I'm going to burn through a couple here fairly quickly. So The Mandalorian Season 2 will premiere in October as planned. Looking forward to that. That means that's like a double down of like, for sure now, we've stamped the date, October, expect us. And I'm so excited for that.
I'm excited, but I'm sad at the same time that we have to wait till October. Shit.
True.
I want it sooner, man.
Yeah.
But I get it, yeah.
Man, the last half of this year is so stacked with stuff. It's exciting. It's like a big meal. We're having a lot of appetizer stuff right now. And then the main course is going to hit us right near the end of the year, and then we leave because we're too full and no room for dessert.
They're smart too, man, because like releasing some of the stuff in October, November, and December is perfect because that's when people are like in the holiday mood. You know what I mean?
Well, to spend more money.
Yeah, exactly, man. So it's just everyone's like, I don't know. I feel like I'm more of a homebody during those particular months.
Yeah.
Where I just want to be inside and chill. And I think they get that too. You know what I mean? So they probably want to release their biggest hits during the same time period there.
Yeah. I mean, Bob Iger said that The Falcon and the Winter Soldier will release in August. I believe
shit.
That also is where he said it was before. So that's a double down. That's happening then. What's interesting is that Bob Iger said WandaVision will release in December now.
Okay.
Well, that show's been moving all over the place. So originally it's supposed to come out early 2021. Then they were like, hey, November / that latter half, mid-fall kind of time.
For some reason, I got it mixed up, and I thought it was going to come out earlier this year.
Right.
Like I was thinking maybe like May or something, but yeah, man, I don't know how I got that. But damn, December.
Yeah.
Shit.
They're shifting it all over the place.
I'm looking forward to that one too a lot, man, because no one really knows what the hell it is. And
well, I mean, that buddy of mine that I have that does working on lighting and stuff like that in several different movies. He worked on Planet of the Apes trilogy. He worked on Spider-Man Homecoming. He worked on a lot of these different movies. And he said that the way this show works, as far as like a concept, isn't like most shows, and it's really interesting. And I don't know what he means by that. And I'm not going to push him more than that because he might get in trouble. But overall, I think that's it's got me like salivating to know what the heck this is.
Right.
It's kind of agonizing.
I'm not losing any interest at all. It's not that. It's just that it's like shit, man. Like I want to know what the hell this is about. Because same thing with Loki. I don't really know what the hell that's going to be about, other than the fact that it's supposed to be taking place right after Endgame, where he grabs a Tesseract, and we're going to find out what the hell happened.
Yeah, I mean,
with that version of Loki, because technically the version from our universe is dead.
Right.
This is from going back into the like the past, right? Or I don't know if this is still technically our Loki. I don't know how this falls in line. This would be still our Loki then, right? It's just because we went to the past.
Well, okay, so from what big nerd moment. Brace yourselves, guys. From what I've been able to understand after watching Endgame about a bajillion times is you have the main thread that was our timeline, right? Mm-hmm. And when they, everyone, poof, they're gone. 5 years later, we can time travel, right? They went to other threads that were parallel, but slightly different from different points in action. They went to those other branches, stole shit, and then worked their way back the same route they came to line up on the same thread they originally were. So that Loki that was during the time of Avengers, that was a different thread line. That's a different Loki than the one we had. So this Loki will not be the same one that went through the character development to become kind of an anti-hero. He's still very much in the mindset of I'm here to fuck shit up and I'm a villain. So that's kind of interesting. I don't know where.
And that's as far as we know for what the hell the show's about.
Yeah. Did you want to talk about the 30 seconds we saw at the Super Bowl?
Yeah, I think we should. Yeah. So if you guys weren't aware, maybe you might have missed it.
It was quick.
Yeah, it was pretty quick. It was only 30 seconds. They showed a 30-second snips of kind of like it's not even really like a trailer, but like there was just
montage,
like a little quick montage of Falcon and the Winter Soldier, WandaVision, and then also Loki. Right? Was it just those three?
It was just those three, and there was something in there. I don't know if you caught it. That I was like, what? That's crazy. There's a shot of Chris Evans walking away from the camera with his shield.
It's not it's not the one where it shows that it's like another Captain America walking up to the stage, is it? You know what I'm talking about though?
Yeah.
You know what show I'm referring to?
I think so.
I don't know. I don't think that's Chris Evans. I think it's somebody else. And that's what people were wondering what the hell that was.
No, he's walking away from the camera. And he's in Captain America's outfit and he has a shield. It's a single frame.
Wow.
I was going frame by frame because I'm a nerd. And I was like, what is in this? And it was there. Yeah. I swear to God. It's in there. And then I also noticed during the same Super Bowl segment, or was there's the Black Widow, the most recent trailer. Taskmaster is the villain in that movie. And basically what's cool about
Black Widow, yeah.
And basically what's cool about that villain is that if he witnesses you use a skill or a fighting technique or a weapon or whatever, he instantly knows how to do it just as good as you. He at the end or near the end of that trailer does the shield kick where there's a shield on the floor, he stomps on it and it goes right up to his arm, which is identical to the way Chris Evans Captain America did it. So that makes me think he might be in that as well, which I think would be cool.
Oh, okay.
But that's just my hopeful theories.
Yeah. I got you.
Yeah.
What did you think about it though? I wish it wasn't 30 seconds. They should have at least made it like a minute or so longer, man. Yeah, I don't know.
I would have wanted a trailer for each personally. I mean, even if it was 30 seconds for each, at least it's a 30-second per each. Because I mean, that would have been cool. Like, it felt a lot like just an ad for Disney Plus and not necessarily an ad for those shows. If you know what I mean.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I'm kind of indifferent on them. And then if you want, I can go ahead and toss it over to you, or I can do the 3 that I have remaining.
Well, I also wanted to point out, I wasn't expecting anything Loki related, so I was really happy that they showed him at least kind of have a little bit of dialogue in there.
Right.
So that was really cool because I wasn't expecting that. And there's like kind of not a big thing, but there's a thing that people are kind of complaining about Scarlet Witch's look because they did a callback to her original outfit from the comic books, which I thought was fucking awesome.
Yeah,
I'm like, oh, cool. Like, and plus it's gonna fall in place with the tone of the show. The tone of the show seems weird already because it looks like it's gonna be 1950s TV show mixed with like modern elements because you don't know what the fuck is going on.
Yeah, it looks insane.
We don't know yet. So so I thought it was really cool. But some people are really not liking it, and I'm just like, dude, like they're trying to please the fans by giving you this because that's not going to be her outfit probably ever. No. So, this is probably the only time that they could do this because yes, it looks cheesy as hell. Because a lot of the costumes from the comic books look very cheesy and it just wouldn't work.
What do you mean they look cheesy wearing spandex that's neon color? Jimmy, that hurts my feelings.
I'm just saying, like, I liked it. I thought it was fucking cool, and I immediately pointed out, like, hell yes, man. They did a callback to the OG. And then what you mentioned, which is the Falcon and the Winter Soldier, or Falcon and Winter Soldier, all that stuff in there. I hope it looks like it's gonna be a great show, man. Yeah, it really is. Hopefully they capture that tone from what they did with Winter Soldier, the Captain America's Winter Soldier. That one had a pretty good tone. What's funny too is that I actually did not like it when I first saw it. Really? I had to rewatch it later on, maybe a year or two after, and I enjoyed the hell out of it more. I don't know what it was that I just probably didn't click with me then. Maybe because I was expecting more of like Captain America the original. Because if you watch the original one compared to Winter Soldier, completely different films, man. The tones are different. And so I think I like the original Captain America. Same. And so going to that, it was just like more of a straight up spy movie, getting down, to the, the nitty gritty of like trying to solve, conspiracy theories between the government, all this other stuff. So I thought it was at first when I first watched it, that's probably what my mindset was at. It was just I wanted something else, but I didn't. But when I rewatched it, I'm like, holy shit, this is a great movie, dude. So hopefully they can keep that same tone with the show, and it looks like it might be that from the looks of it. So yeah, I'm happy with even if it was just 30 seconds, at least you got a little something, a
little taste.
Yeah. But I got quite a bit of news over here for you, dude. The next one I have here is Owen Wilson has been added to the cast of Disney Plus's Loki in a key role.
Wow. I had to say
it. My man.
I can't do it like him.
Lightning McQueen, dude. Good child.
Yes.
He's going to be in Loki, so that's interesting. That's cool.
I wonder what they mean by key role, because I don't imagine, because Loki's the villain. So is he going to be a hero? Is he going to be like what kind of key role is Owen Wilson going to be?
We'll see, man.
I'm completely stumped on that one. I have no clue.
It's interesting, but I like it. I like the fact that he's going to be in this movie. But I immediately thought of Lightning McQueen. I was like, yo, he's going to be in the movie or the show. So that's cool. I'm down with that. So it totally caught me off guard because I'm like, whoa, Owen Wilson in the MCU, huh? Interesting.
Yeah, interesting. Right. I wouldn't mind seeing him as his Western version from Night at the Museum. Just that miniature version of him just shows up somehow.
I like him in that movie too.
Yeah.
That was pretty good. Yeah. And so I just want to go ahead and continue the Marvel here. I have another one.
Okay.
Christian Bale. He was already reported to be in Thor: Love and Thunder.
Right.
We didn't know what role or what he was going to be playing. It was just like, rumored that he was in talks. Now it says Christian Bale will reportedly play an intergalactic main villain in Thor: Love and Thunder. And you said that you were thinking it was, or people were hoping it was going to be
Beta Ray Bill.
Yeah.
He's I don't know if he's a villain.
Was he ever a villain?
He's more heroic than he is villain. I mean he's worthy for Thor's hammer, so he's more of a hero than anything else, but
okay.
Villain. I'm hesitant to just say because I'm usually wrong. I mean, one look at like the theory I had for Episode 9 of Star Wars should tell you that. Uh, but Galactus? Would he make a cool Galactus? I don't know.
It's funny as you say that, right? And this is why I was scrolling through the comments of this post and people were posting Galactus, dude.
What? Really?
Yes.
That's fantastic.
I'm like, interesting. As soon as he said that, quite a few people posted Galactus.
Cool. I don't know how he would be. It would be mind blowing because I mean Galactus is huge.
That would be fucking cool, man.
Yeah,
I'm up for that, man, because I want to see Christian Bale as a villain. I'm totally cool with that. Same with like, I don't know. I feel like a lot of these actors that play superheroes and stuff like that, it's nice to switch it up and see them play.
Yeah.
See them play like a villain. So this is interesting.
For sure.
I was already excited at the fact that he was going to be in the MCU. We're talking about Batman here. So
well, that's kind of funny too. Is since he's playing a villain, you either live or you die soon enough, or you live long enough to see yourself become the villain.
Where you going there, Tim?
I misquoted that so bad.
I see where you're going there.
Yeah, it's the concept. So I think that's meme worthy. So I hope he plays someone big like Galactus. But
yeah, no, that'd be nice, man. I'm totally up for this. So that's two big announcements. We got Owen Wilson and the Loki one, and then we also have Christian Bale, being an intergalactic main villain in Thor: Love and Thunder. So good stuff there. Now I have two more Disney Plus ones, and I can toss it back to you, and that's pretty much it.
All right.
The next one is Margot Robbie is reportedly, or Robbie. I always say Robbie.
I say Robbie as well.
Okay, is reportedly being eyed to play Tinkerbell. This is Peter Pan and Wendy.
Honestly,
I think that's fucking cool. That'd be really good, man.
Yeah,
I'm up for that.
Tinkerbell's a bit of a flirt. She's got a bit of that mischievous nature, and she's a fun character. I know that.
But Margot Robbie's pretty lovable.
Yeah, she's good. I liked her in Wolf of Wall Street. I also liked her in.
Loved her in that. I loved her in that.
She wasn't she also in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood?
Yeah, she was. Yeah,
I heard she did really good in that.
Yeah, she did. She didn't really have too many like scenes. The movie wasn't really revolve around her character as much as people thought it was going to be.
Right.
Since she was portraying, what's her name? God. But yeah, her character just the film was, it seemed like from when it was advertised, it was going to be all revolving around Margot Robbie's character, but it wasn't in the end. It ended up being more about like Leo and Christian Bale's characters, and those characters are not really based off of real life characters. Her character was.
Right.
So I liked her in it. I thought she did a pretty good job, but I felt like she was kind of like left out a little bit. I think she should have probably been included a little bit more in there. I know that because she didn't really have too many scenes where there was a lot of dialogue in there. There was either they just had her doing stuff, and it was just more so of because of her look. You know what I mean?
Okay. Well, I know that from what I've seen of her, she's usually very, very entertaining, very fun, and she's good at doing different voices, different kind of atmospheres with herself and body language specifically that really transforms the characters very well. Kind of does the work for her. Even though she's doing.
Sorry,
that work.
I had to look it up again because can't really think here. But she was playing Sharon Tate.
Oh, okay, yeah.
The actress, yeah. Because obviously we all know what happened to her. Her and her friends ended up getting murdered. By a cult led by Charles Manson.
Yeah,
and they in the movie they pretty much. They gave it the Quentin Tarantino thing where Quentin pretty much rewrites history. And that's pretty much what happened there. So I remember there was a whole bunch of controversy because they didn't want him to glorify her death and all this other stuff.
Yeah.
But like,
it is what
everyone's at ease now. It's different. It's completely different the way it ends. And it leaves you a little, excited and hopeful for everything, and I'm glad the way it turned out. I'm happy with the film, honestly. But like to keep it in line here with Margot Robbie playing Peter Pan or in Peter Pan and Wendy as Tinkerbell. I think that's a terrific cast, dude.
Yeah,
like a terrific casting point right there. That'd be really cool.
She'll nail it.
I'm totally up for that. Yeah. Now I do have one more Disney Plus related news.
Okay.
See, I don't know if this Peter Pan and Wendy movie, if this is going to be a Disney Plus thing or not.
I imagine
I think this might because I know this is supposed to be a live action apparently. Obviously,
well, I imagine it's going to go to theaters, and then it depends on if Disney's the studio behind it. If it go on Disney Plus, otherwise it might just end up on Netflix or something.
Yeah, so I'm pretty sure this is going to be a theater release from what I'm getting. So that's interesting. We haven't gotten any hints as to who's going to be playing Peter Pan and Wendy. So hopefully we get more news on that, and then we'll keep you guys updated as far as that goes. But I'm happy with that casting choice if they can get her, because it's just reportedly being eyed.
Right.
So it's not guaranteed that she's locked in, but I think that'd be a pretty good choice.
Yeah.
Now for the next one, I have the live action Lilo and Stitch remake will be released on Disney Plus. So we got more remakes.
Hey, you know what? Of all the different remakes they're trying to do, the key for me of where they make the remake is if the animated movie is very short, which Lilo and Stitch is, that it makes me curious. And I know they did a show for Lilo and Stitch where it covered all the other super 600 and crap experiments, and it was cool. But I think a remake that's live action, because I think you said it was live action.
This is a live action.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think that gives them room to really kind of take it and then push it beyond what it was as far as the animated one and kind of make it their own. And this one has a lot of legs, I think, to really be something cool. A lot more legs than I would say Bambi, but that's just my opinion. I don't know.
I love Lilo and Stitch, man. I liked it. Yeah. Now I don't know how they're gonna pull this off live action wise. As long as they can make Stitch look cute,
kind of menacing.
like Baby Yoda a little bit.
Sure.
They can give it that cute vibe and not, and hopefully it's not all of it is CGI and it's somewhat practical effects.
I would also really want it to be the same voice for Stitch.
Yeah,
I think that would really help it a lot. If it's not just somebody doing a completely different sound or voice or whatever. I want it to be the same voice actor, because it's Stitch. Ohana means family. It means no one gets left behind. Everyone's like, my heart. So I would love to see this personally.
Yeah, this was good. I wasn't attached to the whole Bambi thing, but I wasn't attached to the other live action movie that they did on Disney Plus. What was it called?
Lady and the Tramp.
Lady and the Tramp. Yeah, I never really watched that one either, but I've heard good things about it, so I should probably. I'll still give it a shot. You know what I mean?
It's out there.
Live action Lilo and Stitch. I'm up for that. I am definitely up for that. And it's a remake, so that means
they can change.
They can change things. Yeah, they're gonna probably change the way the story turns out, which they always do, because they did that with Lion King a bit. They changed quite a few things in that live action, which I had seen recently. So yeah,
I demand that the ice cream guy's still there. The big guy with the sunburns, and he has this green ice cream, the mint chocolate ice cream, and it keeps falling off the cone. I want that to be in part of that movie. Whatever the remake is, he has to be there, because that's one of the funniest bits as a kid to me. Every single time as a child, I would see that poor fat man have his ice cream ready to go, and then something would happen, and it would fall over, and it just made me laugh. I would just sit there and laugh and ask my mom to rewind the movie just to see the poor man's ice cream fall. I was evil, but I don't know. I kind of want to see it again.
Okay. But that's it for me, man. That's it for as far as news goes. How many do you have?
I only have 3 more to go. So we're almost there, guys. In addition to the 3 Marvel shows that we've already talked about at length during the Super Bowl TV spot, Bob Iger has said that there is 7 other Marvel shows in various stages of development. And we know of 3, which is Miss Marvel, She-Hulk, and Moon Knight, which we've also talked about very briefly. I don't hardly know anything about Moon Knight or She-Hulk or Miss Marvel. I don't. I'm very unfamiliar with those characters beyond She-Hulk is probably the one I know more of. But then there's 4 after that we don't know what the heck they're planning. So
yeah,
that's interesting. That's a lot of content, which is a good thing for Disney Plus, because otherwise you kind of, okay. and kind of it lays off. But if they have a lot of cool shows, do new content coming out, especially if it's Marvel and they're really well done, that's fantastic for me. I don't know.
No, I'm just happy because that just means more content. You know, more shows, more characters that they probably want to test out in a Disney Plus service. See, you know, how fans will react to it, and maybe eventually to put them on the big screen. And like I said, I think from what they have confirmed is that all the characters that are being portrayed in the Disney Plus series, they're all in tune with the MCU world, so that they have a chance to be in the movies as well. So all these characters could potentially be in like the Avengers and stuff, and they can all meet up. So it's really cool.
I would love it if, because they still haven't announced if they're gonna do X-Men, Fantastic Four in the movies. I would not mind if they had a show that led up to that. I know that What If, I forgot about What If. I think that's one that they're probably listing in there. I would love to see one for Groot and Rocket Raccoon on their own adventure or something like that. I would love that.
That'd be interesting.
Yeah,
that'd be interesting. Yeah,
it'd just be fun. I don't know.
Right.
But then,
and then also the Miss Marvel. That's another one.
Yep. Which again, I don't know hardly anything about that character. So there's a lot I need to catch up with comic books because I haven't read comic books in a long time. But when in doubt, go to YouTube and look up the character. There's going to be essays upon essays about who they are. So that's probably what I'll do. In other news from Collider, L.A. Keith Stanfield wants to star in a new Joker movie directed by the Safdie brothers. What do you think about that concept?
I like him. I like him as an actor. I think he's great, to be honest with you. I loved him in Atlanta. I loved him in Get Out, even though he didn't really have too big of a role in that movie. But I mean, you know, I think he's a terrific actor for sure. But as far as like another Joker, nah. It has nothing to do with the race or anything. I just don't want another Joker. You know, I think like sure later on, you know, a couple years from now.
Yeah,
if he wants to do it, then cool, whatever. But I feel like I'm kind of jokered out just because we just barely got the switch to Joaquin Phoenix, and we didn't know how that was going to turn out. It could have been a fucking disaster, to be honest with you.
Yep.
You know, and luckily it wasn't, and it feels good to be on a high note with Joaquin. So I want to get another Joaquin Phoenix. I want to see a Joker 2, and I want to see him interact with the Batman, dude. That's the thing. It's like I love the Joker one. Don't get me wrong. I absolutely love the way it came out. Perfect, right? But I want to see him interact with Batman because that's what makes both those characters interacting with each other, dealing with it. You know, what they had to deal with. You know, depending on the situation. It's great. They both complement each other perfectly. So I want to see that. I don't think I want to see another Joker origin story, or you know.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of like I know that people would want to say, "Oh, Joker, he's got we could do a new Joker movie every year because it'd be kind of cool seeing different versions." Yes and no. If you do too many of the same character, too many times, the mystique of the character, the intrigue of the character, and overall the draw of a character is diminished because everyone's like, "Oh, it's just another one."
I think they should just do other Batman characters. If they really want to do that, and they can just have him do like Riddler, they can have him do a Two-Face,
Mr. Freeze,
Mr. Freeze, just something different, man.
Like, freaking Clayface would be cool.
Because there's especially the history behind him, where he was like an actor and stuff too. Clayface's character is really cool. There's other characters in the Batman lore that are fucking amazing, man. That it's just that Joker is just the main one that gets, most recognition because clowns, man.
Well, I think he's arguably the most famous comic book villain.
Yes,
Joker.
Hands down. Even over MCU characters. Absolutely.
Yeah. So I think that's why everyone is, there's been so far, just live action wise, Jack Nicholson, right? Well, go back a little farther. Cesar Romero.
Jack Nicholson.
Jack Nicholson. There was Heath Ledger. Then there was Jared Leto, even though he must not be named.
If you want to include Mark Hamill's, I feel like he should be included in there. Even
he's animated. I'm strictly live action though.
Live action, strictly live action. Okay,
yeah. Jared Leto, and then now Joaquin. Right, that's 5 different actors playing the same character, and I mean that's not unheard of, but it's a lot for one character when you look at other comic book characters having decent portrayals. There's not that many Iron Mans, or there's not that many whatever's. Batman, Superman, Spider-Man, and I guess Joker are the most commonly portrayed comic book characters. And so I don't need another Joker movie coming out anytime soon unless it's Joaquin personally.
I'm the same way, man. I feel like if Joaquin doesn't want to do it, then let's take a break from the Joker thing and let's focus on other characters then and other villains. But for now, I'm okay with that. But I like that he's enthusiastic and he wants to do it. You know what I mean? So that's good. Yeah.
Final bit of news before we are going to wrap this show up is Indiana Jones 5 news. Kathleen Kennedy
finally, dude,
was on hand Sunday night at the 2020 BAFTAs to give who was this? Who wrote this article? Collider. To give them an update about the progress of the forthcoming installment in the action adventure franchise. She basically said, we're working away, getting the script where we want it to be, and we'll be ready to go. Harrison Ford will be involved. Yeah, it's not a reboot. It's not a reboot. It is a continuation, which I think is pretty obvious because given
this is Indiana Jones 5.
Yeah, it's given his age, it'd be weird if it rebooted with him. And then they also said Indiana Jones 5 is currently scheduled to release on July 9th, 2021. And she's hoping that they will meet that goal. She's faithful. She's like confident they will meet that goal, but they're still working on the writing. So the window of where they need to be done with that and start shooting is fast approaching. So hopefully they can get that done. Were you a fan of Indiana Jones across the board, or did you have some yays and nays with the series?
I loved them all, to be completely honest with you. I loved them all. The first one being the best, which was Raiders. But I liked them all, honestly. Even Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. A lot of people hated that fucking movie, but I personally liked it. I don't know what it was. I thought it was cool. I like the I like the alien aspect of it. You know what I mean? Some people hated that, and I think George, I don't know, was it George Lucas that mentioned it? Somebody that pitched around that idea of dealing with aliens, and they were like kind of like reluctant about it, but I liked it. It was cool. It was mysterious, and I don't know. I like the tone of it, so yeah, I'm okay with it. And the only thing about this fifth one here is that I really hope it's a passing the torch thing. I want it to be a passing the torch thing. That's the thing. I rarely say this, because I'm like about passing torches. I would rather just get a whole reboot instead. Right. But this, I really do want this to be a passing the torch thing, because I don't want to see grown ass fucking old man Indiana Jones breaking his back, because we're gonna get a lot of that. You know that for a fact. We're gonna get a lot of old man jokes.
I belong in a museum.
Dealing with just
stuff like that.
You know damn well it's gonna happen, dude. It happened in Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, where he mentioned quite a few times, getting too old for this, and now they're what I thought. Come back.
That's what I thought Kingdom of the Crystal Skull was an attempt to do passing of the torch, but that went to Shia, who then kind of jumped off the deep end. We all know how that kind of went.
This is the thing too. Is Shia coming back as his son?
We don't know. They're still writing it. They don't know who's going to be in the movie yet.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Or are they just going to write him off? Or is he going to have a... Or is this... You know what I mean? Or are they going to do the whole Halloween thing where they're going to ignore all the other Indiana Jones, and this was going to be the sequel?
Yeah. I mean, for me personally, the only Indiana Jones that I really, really don't like is Indiana Jones 2. The Temple of Doom.
Temple of Doom. That was good, man.
Personally, I can't with that movie. It's very annoying.
You didn't like it?
The chick he has with him. Holy Jesus. I can't sit through the movie. She annoys me so much.
I thought you liked it. I was like, hell yeah, man.
No, I really don't like that movie. That's just me personally. Okay, I love 1, I love 3, and I'm okay with 4. That's kind of where I sit.
You're okay with 4. Wow.
Yeah, okay. I didn't hate it, but I didn't love it. But it's got Cate Blanchett, so that's a plus. But yeah, no, I personally hope that whatever this turns out to be, that Harrison Ford is still having fun with it, because when he's having fun on screen and he's enjoying himself, he's got such an aura about him as an actor that's really fun to watch. I love Harrison in almost everything he's been in, and so if he's really into it, then I'm going to be really into it. And if he's just kind of phoning it in because he wants, for some reason, a paycheck, then it's going to be very obvious to me.
Want a paycheck?
I mean, true. I mean, he's the one who asked to be killed off in Star Wars. So I don't know. But that's pretty much my thoughts on it. Do you have any other thoughts before we close out?
Honestly, no. I'm just happy that they gave us an update about it, because I feel like it's been in talks since, I think they mentioned 2015.
It's been a while, yeah.
Yeah. So it's been around for a minute that they've been talking about this. So it's nice to get an update and that they're working on it, and hopefully soon. And I think they have it scheduled as well for a release date of July 9th, 2021.
Yep.
Yeah. Yep. So hopefully, crossing my fingers, we get we start getting some castings on who's gonna be in there and what the story is gonna be about. So.
Yep, I'm ready to hear that. Da, 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 da.
Yeah.
Yep. All right, guys. Well, if you enjoyed this podcast, you know what to do. Leave a like, hit the subscribe button if you haven't already, and please let us know in the comments below if we messed some details up, if you have different opinions or you liked ours. You can always reach us at our Twitter accounts, linked in the description, and you can always hit us up at the What's Poppin' Twitter account if you have any ideas for movies that you would like us to talk about or anything that you want to get into the podcast. But yeah, without a further ado, do you have anything else to say, Jimmy?
No, I think that was it. Thank you guys for sticking with us. Stay tuned for the Parasite movie review, which we will be doing soon. And also be sure to go ahead and follow us on Twitch if you guys want to see us on our live streams, play some games, hanging out. We can have some discussions there as well. Go follow Tim over at Mr. Hyrule.
Yep,
and then for me, it's Jimmy on Twitch. That's it.
That's good stuff. Well, until next time, guys, have a good one and peace out.
Later, guys.